We are Nerd Cult Online, and this is Space Marine 2, and the last part of our PvP series, where we look at each of the different PvP modes. And this time we're taking a look at the final option, which is Annihilation. Now, Annihilation is essentially a team deathmatch, or TDM, as some games like to call it, which honestly is probably my best mode for playing. Specifically, when I play first-person shooters like Apex against other players, team deathmatch is typically the game that I play for most of my challenges, and I typically go into most matches really just the plan with getting in there, just hitting hard, and looking to kill as many as I can while I'm there. And so, like, with that being the case, I take the same approach here. Now, this game, you typically do better when you actually are working as a team. Personally, I don't have any friends that I was playing with at the time, so we just had some randoms that I was playing with, but we ended up winning this match, or not this match, but the match after, specifically because working more as a team, even though we didn't actually know each other at all. And the whole point is basically scouring the map for every enemy and killing them as much as you can, and doing as much damage as possible. And so when you get the XP and stuff, the rewards at the end, you get a lot of those based on like number of kills, amount of damage, things like that help improve your XP for the match. And so typically I do decent in that regard. But with that play style, especially since I'm not working as a team, don't have many people covering my movements, it makes it much more difficult, and as far as winning goes. But by far, this is my favorite of the game modes, because it doesn't require nearly as much strategy. It's just going in there and just killing as much as you can, and trying to stay alive at the same time. And like I mentioned in a previous video, I had forgotten how to actually do the dodge to roll out of the way, and so I basically soak up a lot of damage, and keep forgetting to throw down my electric shield to help protect me a little bit more. If I could actually remember to do those two things, I would do a lot better in this mode. But just the mindless killing without having to worry about the actual strategy of capturing points or anything like that, keeping it simple definitely makes it a much more enjoyable experience for myself. And the only real issue I have with this or any of the PvP modes is really that you have to go into the game itself to go into the PvP mode instead of doing it through the main menu like you did with the first game. So that definitely makes things a bit more difficult and a bit more time consuming, waiting for all that stuff to load, all those assets for the core game itself, just to go and trigger a console where you can choose where to go. I think moving that to the main menu definitely would make for a much more streamlined experience, and a much more gives players much more time back to playing the game and not wasting time in menus.
Bring honor to the chapter, brothers.
Now, this match was actually the very first one that I actually won for the day, and had a great time. Actually had a team that worked together and actually would use the cover and the terrain to their advantage and work together. Definitely made for a much better experience. And then, basically going in, doing the heavy support from the rear to, help mow down the enemies and make things a little bit safer for the others. And just had a great time. Like I said, favorite mode by far. And, once again, this definitely shows how Space Marine 2 is definitely superior to most other games of its style. And other than the menu complaint, the only other thing I would have liked to have a little bit different would be for them to have the different modes named the same way as the way everybody else does it, because that would just lead to more people knowing what they're getting into when they start a game mode without having to try to figure it out. And that's a very minor thing. It's more just personal preference than anything else. I don't think is actually anything wrong with the game by having it called something different than team deathmatch. But again, the PvP modes very well executed. The leveling system works pretty well, unlocking new weapons and items and skills and things like that. And definitely well executed, and the detail on the different Marines and different types and the customizations there definitely helps, and in order to kind of differentiate yourself from the others. But overall, thoroughly enjoyed it. The game is just absolutely fantastic. And so we do have one more episode for you guys. So check back in tomorrow to check out the final game mode review. And I'll see you guys all next time.
I return, ready to take my vengeance. Bring honor to the chapter, brothers. The tide of battle has turned in our favor. Halo protocol in progress. Fragmentation grenade out!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Deadlock. Throwing thrust. Redeployed for combat. Iron Halo ready. Casualty confirmed. Iron Halo online. Brother killed in action.
Meteor line cloak ready.